Okay, hello everybody. In this video, I will be solving task 1.2 of Computer Science 9608, paper 2.2, pre-release material. This pre-release material will be linked down in the description. This is the link. This link will be down in the description. For this, you will need to have installed Visual Basic. I have a separate video indicating how to install Visual Basic on both Windows, Mac, and Linux. Either of the operating systems. So I'll just get down to business. Write program code to input a name in the format first name Abdul, second name Sharif, and output these. So you're gonna have to I'm gonna have to make a program that inputs a first name and then a second name, and then I'm going to have to output all of these down below. In one line, I'll have to output this, then this, then this, then this, and that, and that, and then that. Okay, so I am going to open Visual Basic, and then I'm gonna start programming. If you know how to program and you just want to see the code, please go on to the later part of this video, where I'll just give an overview of the whole program. You don't need to watch this whole video, but if you're a newbie, then you should definitely watch this video. This is very informative, and I'll go step by step on everything. Okay, so right now I have to make a program that inputs a first name and a second name. That's my only task. So I'll open Visual Basic. If you don't see Visual Basic right here, you can search for it. See, there it is. Okay, and open this right here. Okay, so once I've opened Visual Basic, I'm gonna press File, and then a new project, and then Console Application, because that's what's stated on the pre-release material. That's what we need to know. Okay, we're gonna just let it load. Okay, so there we are. I'm gonna increase the font right now. I'm gonna do it 175, I guess, or I guess 150 is fine. Okay, so right now I have to take an input a first name and a second name. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write my program something like this. I'm going to explain to you how console, actually I've explained in detail how console.writeLine and console.readLine work. You should check that video out. Right now I'm just going to solve task 1.2. Okay, you should start with console.writeLine, and inside the write line you should say please input first name. If you are a newbie, I recommend you type along everything with me. Okay, you should have printed out the task 1.2. I have it printed out next to me. You should have it printed out, and I'm going to go full screen on Visual Basic and let go of this PDF of the task. Okay, I'm going to go on full screen right now. You should print out the tasks. I repeat. Okay, so this is console. I'm sorry, C-O-N-S-O-L-E. Okay, that's fine now. Okay, so what this command is going to do, it's going to write on the console, please input first name. Okay, now I'm going to have to read from the console. So console.readLine. Okay, so I read from the console, and now I have to store it in a variable. So I'm going to make a variable first name is equals to console.readLine. It's going to read the line, and then it's going to transfer whatever the user types on the console and transfer that value into first name. This is the variable. whatever is typed onto the console, when I press enter, it's going to get saved into this variable first name over here. Now, as you can see the squiggly lines, it means we haven't declared and initialized our variable. So the declaration of the variable goes something like this: dim first name is equals to, I'm sorry, not is equals to, as string. Because my data type is going to be a string. A string means letters. I'm going to declare dim. I'm going to declare this first name, this is the variable, as string. Okay, and now I'm going to initialize this variable. I'm going to say first name is equals to, this is how you initialize a string variable. Okay, that I wrote onto the console, that I read from the console, I transferred that into this variable right here. Okay, now I am going to type console dot write, I forgot S again. Okay, so whatever is inside these double quotations gets printed onto the screen. That's what happens. These spaces doesn't really matter, but I kind of like to keep it neat and tidy, keep my program neat and tidy. So declarations, then initializations, then console.writeLine, please input first name. So whatever is inside these double quotation marks gets printed onto the screen. That's all console.readLine does. Then console.writeLine does. First name is equals to console.readLine. So whatever is typed onto the console, that black screen that will come when I press this button, whatever I type onto the console gets saved into this variable first name right here. First name I have initialized and declared first name right here. Okay, I have taken an input from the user. I have taken input's first name, then I printed please input second name onto the console. Now I'm going to say second name is equals to console.readLine. Okay, I haven't declared and initialized this variable, so I'm going to say dim second name as string. Then I'm going to initialize it. I'm going to say second name is equals to double quotation marks, an empty double quotation mark. This has nothing inside here. Okay, so I have taken both the inputs. I have completed this part. I've completed this part of the pseudocode where I need to take an input from the user. I took an input of the first name, then I took an input of the second name. Now all I need to do is output these right here. Okay, so I'm going to start with Abdul Sharif. So what I need to do right now is, every time I need to print onto the console, I'll have to write console.writeLine. And then I'm going to say just print whatever is stored in first name. I will not put this inside the double quotations because I don't want to print this first name. I have to print what is stored inside first name. Okay, say I'll just wait a second. I'll tell you how it works. I played the program. Okay, So now it says input first name. So I'm gonna type David. This is my first name. So what happened right here when I typed David and I pressed enter, this console.readline command read what I typed, and then it saved David into first name. Okay, that's what happened right here. Okay, then it says please input second name, so I'm gonna say Sang, and it read Sang from console.readline read Sang, and then it typed it saved it into second name, into the variable second name. Okay, now I need to print the first name and then the second name. So I'm going to say console.readline first name. I'm sorry, console.writeline first name. Yeah, and then as you can see in the question, we have to add a space in between. I'll just explain that to you in a second. Okay, as you can see over here, it says print Abdul and then space and then Sharif. So I have to print what is stored inside the first name, give a space in between, and then I have to print what is stored inside the second name. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead. I've done this part, and I'm gonna go to this part. Okay, so it says print the first letter. What this means right here is you have to print the first letter of the first name, then a space, and then Sharif, the second name. So the first name, then a space, and then the second name. So what I have to do to get that is console. I have to write to the page. I have to write to the command line. So I'll just write console.writeline, and I'll say I have to print the first letter of the first name. So I'll say left of first name, comma 1. Okay, so what this command right here does is it takes the first letter of the first name, the first letter from the left side, from the left one digit to the right. So it will take one character to the right. So it will take the first letter of the first name. I've explained these functions in in video of task 1.1. Please check that out if you haven't seen that. Or you can go to the last page of the pre-release material and see this command being used and how it's used. Okay, then I have to print a space. So I'll say this right here. This is procedure. You just have to know how to do this. Then I'll have to print second name, Sharif. Second name is this. Okay, right now I'll show you how it looks like. So if my first name is David and my second name is Sang, then look what the program is going to do right now. I'm sorry, the program quit because it just prints it to the screen really fast and then it quits the program. So I'm gonna type here console.read key. Console.read key basically just waits for you to type something so that it goes to the next line. It'll wait for you to type something on this line and then go to the next line and exit. So again, David and then Sang. See, it printed David, Sang, and then the first letter of the first name and then a space and then that. You can see how we did that, how we achieved this. Okay, our next task is to, I'm sorry, task. Our next goal is to get Sharif, Abdul. Okay, and a space in between. Okay, so the first name then a comma, then a space, and then, I'm sorry, the second name, then a comma, then a space, and then the first name. Second name, comma, space, first name. Okay. Console dot write line second name, second name, then a comma, then a space, and that's when I'll exit the double quotations, and then a plus, and then I'm gonna say first name. Okay, I should understand this thoroughly. Right now I'm on the printing, so I printed Sharif, the second name, then I printed a comma and a space, and then I printed the first name. Okay, what I want you to know is whatever is inside these double quotation marks is constant. It will never change, but whatever is inside these variables, it is liable. It is going to change. It's going to change on what you input. So the spaces and the commas are fixed. That's why I added them in the double quotation, and they're there forever. They're going to be there no matter what I type. The spaces are going to be there, and the comma and the space is going to be there, because that is what is typed in the program. That is what the program will type. But the second name and the first name, these are variables. They can change on what the user inputs. Okay. Okay. Now my fourth is to print Mr. A. Sharif. Mr. then space, then the first letter of the first name, then a space, and then a Sharif. Okay. So this will be the same. I recommend you to write with me. Okay, so firstly I'll have to say Mr, then a space, and then I'm gonna say first name, that is Abdul in the questions case, and then a space again. I'll show it to you once more. Mr. Oh, I forgot. This is the first letter of the first name. So this is going to be left of the first name, and then a comma, and then a 1, and then there you go. Okay, so Mr., then a space, left first name, comma 1, the same thing that we did over here. There it is. A, then a space, and then Sharif, so second name. There you go. We're done with Mr. A. Sharif, and now we have to do Dear Mr. Sharif. So these will be constant. Dear and Mr. will be constant. Sharif is the variable. So Dear and Mr. will be inside a quotation marks. Dear space Mr. space is going to be inside double quotation marks, and Sharif will be will not be the second name will not be inside. So console.write line bracket open Dear Mr. Dear, then a space, and then Mr., and then a space, and that's where I'll end the double quotation marks. And that's where I'll add the second name, because it says Dear Mr. Sharif, and Sharif is the second name. Okay, I'm done with this. Now I'll have to print first name, colon Abdul, comma, second name, colon Sharif. If you can see, the first and the name have a space in between, then there's this colon, and this right here, this is the constant you have. First space name, it says the first name is Abdul. So first name space, first space name, colon, and without a space, there is no space in between over here. So this program is going to look something like this. So you have to print, so you'll just have to write console.write line, and you'll have to say inside the double quotation marks first space name colon. That's it. That's what you'll type in the first name. So when the program will print first name, and then right after that it's gonna print the first name stored inside the variable. This is essential to understand right now. This is what will be typed onto the screen, and this contains Abdul. So first name colon Sharif. Okay, this is what's happening right now. And then I'll just see what I have to print. I'll have to print a comma and then a space and then second space name and then a colon. So all of this I have to print right now. Wait a second, let me do that. The spelling is not correct. F-I-R-S-T name. Okay. So what did I have to do? I had to print a comma and then a space and then second and then space and then name and then a colon, and then directly after that I'll have to print Sharif. Okay, so this is gonna look something like this. I'll have to print a comma. The first thing I have to print after the first name is a comma and then a space and then second and then a colon, and then I'll close the double quotations, and right after the double quotations I'm gonna have to print second name, that is Sharif. Okay, this is what the program will look like. In fact, if you see right here, right after colon, there is a space. I just saw that there's a space. There's a hint of a space. Yeah, there is a space right there. So all I need to alter in my program is to just do this and then this over here. And this is how I'll achieve a space after the colon. Okay, and then it will print Sharif right here. So the first name, then a space, and then Sharif. Okay, that thing is done. Okay, the last part is to print Abdul, then a space, and then the caps lock of the second name. Okay, so this is there's a command for this. There's a command for this. I'll just simply type first name for the first name because that's simple. Okay, this is the same. And then for the second name, I have to do the caps lock of it all. So on the last page, on the appendix, you'll see this command ucase. This is a command. Okay, so what this does is it converts all of the small letters to capital letters. So that's what we need right now. So I'll show you how we use that command in Visual Basic and how you're going to type it in your paper when you have a question that needs you to do something like this, that requires you to do something like this. I'll just get to it. Okay, so the command goes like ucase and then bracket open and then ucase of what? Of the second name. Okay. Mind you, the spelling mistakes you should see that U is capital and C is capital. This works like a left command, but it's not a left command, it's a UCase command, and it doesn't have comma 1. So UCase, bracket open, second name. Can you see one fault in the program right here? I did not print a space in between the first name and the second name. If I don't print a space in between, they'll be joint. Okay, so quickly I'm gonna add a space in between. Okay, that's how we add a space. And see that this program automatically adds these spaces. This is what the program does. Okay, so I am done with my program. This is what your end program should look like. Okay, this is what the program should look like. I'm gonna go 225 on this. 225. Still all of the things do not fit. I'm gonna go 100. Okay. Okay, 100 is too small. I'm gonna go 125. Okay, so you can see that this is what the program looks like, and we aren't concerned about things that are above submain and above submain, and below and end sub and end module. We aren't concerned about that. It doesn't matter. We just have to type in between. Okay, so this is what the program looks like. I'll just show you. I'll just run it for you. Okay, so I'm gonna type David. I'm sorry, the first name, and then Sang, and then it outputs this. Now I'm gonna give you a second to just match all of those. You can match it. Okay, yeah. I think that's it for this video. Task 1.2 is done. In the next video, I'm going to attempt task 2, and please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. If you did not understand anything, please comment, and I can help you out in the description. Oh, I'm sorry, I can help you out in the comment section, or I can just comment and we'll see what happens. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this informative. I hope this helped you, and I hope you get a good grade in your computer science AS level, or if you're doing A2, good grade in your A2. Again, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.